because I think you are 1 day ahead of our calendar. Am I right? So I'm waiting for your response. Is tonight the first Laylatul Qadr in Iraq? So tomorrow, it's the same as us, you mean? So today is the 17th of Ramadan in Iraq too? Okay, good. So your calendar is totally different, so. Okay, good. Today is 18th. Great. Okay. So may God accept all your prayers. I hope you remember me in your prayers in Ramadan. As you know, we have to hold ESP classes, and we have 4 sessions within Ramadan. After Ramadan, of course, the Educational Affairs Department will announce whether you need to come to Iran to attend your classes or whether the classes would be online. Anyway, the course is called English for Specific Purposes, and it tries to form a theoretical background of the development, the current status, and future directions of English for Specific Purposes. Before I explain what ESP is and before we start talking about this, I need to clarify what English for Specific Purposes mean. I don't know whether this is the case in Iraq too or not, but there are some courses in which English is used as a tool. It means that, for example, the students study mathematics, the students study biology, the students study chemistry, the students study medicine, but they have some courses in English in which they study the texts in their field of study, but in English. For example, is medicine who studies chemistry. The courses in university must be in Arabic, but there are some courses, of course, in which the content, the material is presented in English. It means that the texts are related to chemistry, but the language that is used for instruction is English. These courses are called English for Specific Purposes. Or consider a group of taxi drivers who work in Baghdad International Airport, okay? They want to know how to talk to the passengers. So they need a course in English because English is the international language so that they can communicate with passengers who come from different parts of the world. So the English teachers hold a course, hold a class for those people, for those taxi drivers, and teach them a group of expressions that are useful in order to communicate with the passengers. The type of language is specific. Specific to what? To taxi driver and passengers communication. In these cases, we say we have ESP courses, English for Specific Purposes. It means that the courses are held in English. The language of instruction is English, but it is used in order to teach some other fields of study. A particular purpose is considered for a particular group of students. So in this course, English for Specific Purposes, we try to talk about the theoretical background. It means where ESP comes from, what are the theoretical foundations, what are the theoretical considerations what are the theoretical backup of ESP. Also, we will talk about the current status, how ESP is presented, what ESP tries to tell us, and future directions. It means that where ESP goes ahead and where ESP wants to reach. The second purpose we have in this course is familiarizing you with the practical considerations. It means if someday you are going to be the instructor of ESP courses, what you need to do in order to develop the courses and plan the curriculum, in order to analyze those needs and purposes for which the students come to ESP classes, in order to develop the materials and the content and the activities and tasks that are needed in order to present the content, the methodology, the approaches, the techniques you use in order to teach English to a group of, for example, taxi drivers, to a group of students who study chemistry, and issues related to teacher education and evaluation and testing, assessing the students who attend ESP courses. Moreover, we will focus on the status quo. It means the current status, the present issues of ESP in academic settings, its promises and challenges. It means that what challenges, what issues you are concerned with when you want to actually teach English to a group of people with particular purposes in their minds. So these are the major points, the major aspects we are going to cover in ESP course. So what is ESP? ESP is a course in which English is used as the language of instruction for teaching a particular content. What is the content? It might be the, let's say, the particular field of study, or a particular occupation. Consider a group of engineers who work in a particular area in the world. They come from different countries, but they want to work in that complex in order to build a construction. So these people need to communicate with each other. What is the common language? English. So the course that is held for those people in order to improve their interaction, in order to teach them the language they need, is called English for Specific Purposes course. We will talk about ESP, its branches and different sources and different routes and different aspects in the following sessions, but this is actually the syllabus of the course, and I'm going to explain what issues we cover and what book chapters you need to study. So our scoring would be like this. Active class participation, 10%. It means your presence in the class, whether it is online or face-to-face. And your participation, it means the notes you write in the chat box to communicate your ideas and what you have in your mind in the class. So by active class participation, I mean your physical presence in the class. By physical presence, I mean you become online, you attend the class on time, you enter the class when we have a class, and to actually share your ideas and express your ideas in the chat box whenever I ask a question related to the things we are talking about. Then we will have a midterm exam and a final exam. In order to make it easier for you to handle studying different parts of the syllabus, we will have a midterm exam if your classes become face-to-face after Ramadan. And then we have a final exam which would be at the end of the course. And the midterm exam would be 45% of your score, and the final exam would be 45% of your score. And totally, we will come to 100, and it is divided by 5. And then it becomes a score out of 20, which is the criterion for us and above 14 means you passed the course. So, today we're going to talk about the course. I'm going to introduce the course. I'm going to talk about the book and the book chapters and explain what book chapters we will cover and how you need to study. The second session tomorrow morning, we will talk about the historical overview, the historical background, or the roots of ESP, where ESP comes from, and what aspects and what issues actually gave birth to English for specific purposes. 3 sessions, we will talk about language description. So we will talk about register and discourse analysis, 2 aspects of language description in ESP. We will talk about what register is, what discourse is, what we mean by register analysis, what we mean by discourse analysis. Then 2 sessions, we will talk about genre analysis. Genre is a technical term in ESP. By genre analysis, we mean the way we analyze the text, which are related to different fields of study, which are related to different areas of knowledge. Then 2 sessions, we will talk about needs analysis, how we consider, how we explore, how we understand, how we investigate the students' needs and purposes when we want to have ESP courses. The 8th week or the 8th session would be a midterm exam. I will talk about the questions later, don't worry. Then we will talk about the syllabus and course design for ESP courses, the way you need to develop materials or the way you need to teach ESP courses, the way you evaluate the materials and the content that is available on the market, and the way you assess and evaluate and give tests to the students in ESP courses. So these are going to be the topics we cover within this ESP course. The source, as I sent it on Telegram group before, is going to be this book, English for Specific Purposes, A Learning-Centered Approach, written by Hutchinson and Waters, 1987. This book is considered as the Bible in ESP. It means that it includes all the basic points, all the important points related to ESP. The book is very short, very simple, so the chapters are not so long. The book is available on the market, so you can either buy the book or download the PDF version. I shared the file. I will tell you, okay? I will tell you now, okay, Abdul Karim. So the file of the book is shared on Telegram group. Also, I shared the book file on LMS, so you can download the book. If you're easy with actually reading the printed version, so you can buy the book. It's available on the market, and it's an international textbook. It is a very good source. If you want more sources to study, there are lots of ESP books which can help you improve your knowledge of English for specific purposes. But because this book was short and easy to read, it was user-friendly, I chose this so that it makes it simple for you to study and follow the topics. As regards midterm exam, if the classes become face-to-face after Ramadan, it means if you come to Iran and you have face-to-face classes, the 8th week we will have the midterm exam, and what is included in the midterm exam will be omitted from the final exam. It means if you have face-to-face classes after Ramadan, up to needs analysis will be part of your midterm exam. After midterm exam, you study some parts like course Sorry, I got disconnected. Okay, so do you have my voice now? Okay, so I was saying that if you have face-to-face classes after Ramadan, okay, so you will have the midterm exam on the 8th week. And after that, the parts before, I mean these parts which are included in the midterm exam will be omitted, will be deleted from the final exam, okay, in case of face-to-face classes. Otherwise, we need to have just the final exam because the university just accepts the face-to-face exams. It means that you need to be present in the exam session. Okay, good. So let me share the table of contents of the book so that we talk about the content of the book. As you see, the chapters are too short, almost 6 to 10 pages for each chapter. The book has 4 sections. Section 1 is related to ESP. What is ESP? Section 2 is related to course design. Section 3 is related to application. It means the practical considerations. And section 4 is related to the ESP teacher. Each section has some chapters, you see. Section 1, what is ESP, includes 3 chapters: the origins of ESP, the development of ESP, and approach, not product. So for the first session, which is going to be the historical overview of ESP, we are going to talk about the origins of ESP. So please pre-study chapter 1 for the actually session in which we are going to talk about the historical overview. Then for language description 1, 2, and 3, study chapter 2, 3, and 4 of the book. Okay? Then we are going to talk about needs analysis. You need to study chapter 6, which is needs analysis. After that, we are going to talk about the course design and issues related to this. You need to study chapter 8. Then we talk about the methodology and material development. So chapter 10 and 11 would be actually part of the course. Then we will have material evaluation, chapter 9. And then then evaluation and assessment, chapter 12. But be careful, chapter 5 is not directly in the exam, so there is no need to study chapter 5 of the book. I will talk about that in the class, so if you want, you can study chapter 5. If you don't have time, no problem, so do not study chapter 5. Chapter 7 is related to course design and material development and syllabus development, the same as chapter 8. Then chapter 13 is orientation. Again, there is no need to read and actually study chapter 13 for the exam. Okay, so out of 13 chapters, 11 chapters would be part of the exam. Okay, so I omit 2 chapters to make it easier for you to handle studying. Is it okay? Good. That's all about let's say, the book. So you can download the book on LMS and you can study chapter 1 before I explain the historical background of ESP to know what ESP is and what roots of ESP are. So any questions related to the course, related to the syllabus, anything you want to talk about? Will the lecture include the slides? Yeah, sure, yes. And I will share the slides on LMS. You can download them, okay, and use them as the source of major topics. So my explanations can show you what parts of the book seem to be important for the final exam. And now you are more familiar with the exam, with the questions, with the procedure. So I think you will have no problem handling the course. Okay, good. So any other question related to ESP and ESP course? So I see some of you are typing. So if you have any questions, you can, the omitted chapter just 5 and 13. Chapter 5 and chapter 13. Okay? They wouldn't be part of the exam. You can study those chapters for yourself, but they are not part of the exam. Okay, good. And do you go to school nowadays? Great, because in Iran we have Nowruz vacation and we don't go to university. Actually, the universities and schools are closed nowadays within 2 weeks. And within, my Nowruz vacation, we have classes with each other. So you're going to have vacation for Eid al-Fitr, am I right? Even for Eid al-Fitr, you do not have any vacation? Ah, 10 days. Oh, great. So you will have kind of vacation. Great. And is there any particular type of celebration, any particular custom you have for Eid al-Fitr? Great. Three days. So it's different for different parts. For some parts, 10 days. For some parts, 3 days. Maybe in different cities, you have different, actually, durations, huh? So I can do something to make it easier for you because nowadays you go to school, okay? I don't want to bother you. Is it okay if, for example, I record the content of historical overview and upload it on LMS and Telegram for you to have kind of offline class? I mean, this session is online. I record the content of historical overview and you watch it at your appropriate time. Do you like it this way? Instead of classing online tomorrow morning, I record the file, I upload it on Telegram and on LMS, You download it for yourself and you watch it at your appropriate time. If it makes it easier for you, we can have one session like this, okay? And then 2 other sessions online. Okay, so what about the rest? Do you agree that I record the second session, historical overview, and I upload it? You can watch it. You can watch the recorded file. That's okay? Good. Great. So I record the file tonight and I will upload it on Telegram group and an LMS and I will let you know. So tomorrow morning we won't have any online class. Okay. So let me read your names and check your names in my list because this actually semester we have your names and the number is manageable so that I see. I check your presence and I consider this when it comes to scoring. So آقای بخیت امیر حسن, just write yes in the chat box if you're present. What about the slides of other sections? I will share the slides of each session, okay, on Telegram and on LMS, don't worry. I will give you actually the slides. After each session, I will give you the slides. Okay. آقای حماد الجنابی محمد سعدون, present, yes. Just when I read your name, write yes in the chat box. آقای حمید منتظر علی, not present. آقای حمید هانی عقیل. So Mr. Davi Raed Salman is present, as I see. Sattar Maryam Derid, Maryam is present. Do you mean we do not need to attend the rest lectures? You will upload. آقای عبدالکریم محمد عبدالرحمن. I mean the second session. Okay? The second, tomorrow we won't have online class. I will upload that. For the rest of sessions, we will have online classes. Just to make it, a bit easier for you, one session I record the file. Okay. آقای Mr. Syed Sajjad Khazir, present? Yes. Good. Mr. Saleh Al-Jaburi Jasem Muhammad, if I'm right, reading the name. Jasem Muhammad Saleh, am I right? I should read it this way, yes? The first name is like this. For example, Anwar Zuhair Sabbar. This is the right way of reading that. Good. Mr. Ammar Mardan Ta'ame. I don't know whether it is right. Not. So, Mr. Muhammad Saad Ebadi. That's okay. آقای حامد Louis, am I right? So I don't have your name in my list, but I can add your name, but please actually contact the Educational Affairs to follow your registration, okay? So that no problem happens. Ahmed. Okay. So, Mr. Muhammad Saad Ebadi not present. Mr. Aqil Nafi Abbas, present. Zainab Jamal Abdul Jabbar. Zainab is present as I see, yes? Good. Tamara Hazem Abdul Hussein, present. This is Mr. Tamara, am I right? It's Mr. Tamara. Tamara, I mean, is a male name because I haven't heard this. Yes, I said Sajjad Khazir. You can leave. The first session is actually finished. It was just for explaining what the course is about and how we are going to continue. It's Miss Tamara is the name of. Sorry. So, خانومه is Ms. Tamara Hazem. And what is the meaning of Tamara? Thank you too, آقای سید سجاد. So what is the meaning of Tamara? I haven't heard this. It is an Arabic name, am I right? So Mr. Muhammad Abdul Rahman Abdul Karim, present. Mr. Murtaza Hussein Achan. Mr. Karar Hussein Ali. Mr. Abdul Qadir Hatam Ali Rabi'i, present, yes. And Mr. Hussein Yusuf Majid. So I'm waiting for you, Tamara, to write the meaning of your name. It's very interesting to me. Tamara means less. Mr. Omar Mahmoud Muhammad, present? No. Okay. So is there anyone whose name was not in my list, but he or she was present? So if your name was not in the list, please tell me your name in the chat box. Rasul Shakir. So let me write your name. Muntazar Ali Muhammad. Muntazar Ali Hamid. 9 classes. I will actually send a reminder message on Telegram group as well. Okay? So see you then. Meaning is a verb in Quran Kareem. Good. Thank you, Tamara. You're most welcome. So thank you. Have a nice time. And remember me in your prayers.